You know, I've made so many mistakes in my life, so many. And yet, I keep coming back. Keep, you know, pushing forward, keep giving my all. And just like this mountain I'm on, the mountains that we climb, you know, steep hills that we travel, and, you know, having on the right gear to make sure that we can get to the top. Get to the top, you know? What is life really about? What is this journey we're on really about? I know a lot of times it seems like we get lost. I know a lot of times it seems like we don't have the answers, you know? And I get that way myself. And there are so many times that I'm wondering what's my next move? What is my next move? And, you know, can I achieve any goals that I set forth? And so far it's been, I would say, probably 70-30, you know, 70% of achieving them and then 30% of, shortcomings, you know. And the thing is that I want to raise that number. I want to rise, you know, to the top of this mountain. I want to get higher and higher and higher in life, you know. What is the ultimate goal? You know, is it money? Is it love? Is it, you know, self-glory? You know, for some it's fame, you know. What is the ultimate goal? I think those are personal questions and they require personal answers. You know, for me, I just, I really have not put that into perspective as much as I thought I had. I always thought it was going to be about, the personal successes and things of that nature. And then all of a sudden, romance complicated it. All of a sudden, perspective complicated it. Priorities complicated it, you know, and just knowledge, you know, the things you don't know complicated everything. And all of a sudden now I had to regroup. I had to regroup and I had to rethink everything and and try to put the pieces of the puzzle together, you know, from a new diagram. And you know, it has been a very interesting journey, no doubt about it. And I'm very happy with where, certain, you know, steps forward I've taken has led me. I'm very pleased with it. But at the same time, I'm still learning as I go, you know, still trying to get it right. I want to get it right. And sometimes getting it right can also be an obstacle. It can be an obstacle, you know. Dreams can be an obstacle, because you can get yourself caught up in those things and then you lose that thing we call perspective, right? We can't see the forest for the trees. And man, look at this beautiful scene. Look at this beautiful scene. It's that thing I was telling you about how beautiful life can be, how beautiful it is. And no one is going to tell me anything different. No one is going to tell me anything different. I really want to, ultimate goal is if I was looking at myself from the outside looking in, my ultimate goal is joy and happiness. But more important than that, I want to have everything wrapped up in a neat package, a neat little package, you know. And that includes, the romantic part, that includes, romance of life, that includes everything that, I find beautiful in this world, you know what I mean? And I know we're so much in conflict around the world, you know, but I gotta be honest and say that, you know, some things that it's hard to put this in words, but sometimes the things that are going on in our world, you know, are designed, to be open up our eyes to where we are as a society, because In the end, we're all human beings. And it doesn't matter our religion, doesn't matter our sex, doesn't matter our, income status, doesn't matter our lifestyle, doesn't matter any of those things. In the end, because we're all human and nothing can, deflect from that. And so when we have, certain, say conflicts, who are they with? Other human beings. Other human beings. But it takes, a lot of energy to climb a mountain. It takes a lot of grit to climb a mountain. It takes willpower, it takes stamina, and takes determination. And if it's a mountain that we're having to climb, that spiritually we're being put to the test of this mountain we have to climb to become one, you know, hopefully we'll pass that test. Hopefully we'll all reach the top of the mountain together. But on a personal journey, back on this personal journey, it's so many times that you really want to give up. So many times that you just feel like, hey, I can't do it. Something happened. Maybe you, hurt one of your legs or your feet are swollen or this, that, and the other. Do you keep going? Do you keep going? Do you, say, no, well, this is the end of it. I'm going to, go it on back down to the bottom. What do you do? What do you do? And is that a test within itself? Is that a test? And is it a test that we're going to pass? I would say that I am never a fan of being tested. I already went to school. I already, did my homework, and I already turned in all my homework. I've already got in my final grades, as far as, trying to get my diploma. Then, of course, if you decide to go further and you go to college, well, you do the things you need to do to get a degree. But see, life in itself has its own degree, has its own PhDs, and we have to recognize that and recognize that there are going to be tests that are going to come up, and there are going to be boulders in the way that we have to climb over to get to the top of that mountain, Beautiful, man. But when you get there, see, when you get to that top of that mountain, see, don't quit. Can't give in. Because when you get to the top of that mountain, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, Wow. Wow, man. And what another beautiful day God has given us, What another, sunny day, day of brightness and, full of new opportunities, new growth, And I'm just trying to, there are times I'm trying to figure it out, And because I've always had the answer, I've always lived by the creed, don't have all of these questions, be the answer. Be the answer to your questions. And I still believe in that. I still live by that creed, but like I said, life, there was some, unseen, elements that got thrown into the quotient of life for me. And so I had to, take a new look at my outline, take a new look at my strategy, take a new look at my ultimate goal and how I was going to get there, just like this mountain. This mountain has about 8 routes, and only one of them is a little easier than the rest. And even then, it's not easy. It takes work. You got to climb. You got to walk. You got to stride. You got to get over some big rocks. You got to, man, wow. Might have to take a break trying to get to the top, And so when you're talking about trying to get to the top in life of what we want, you might have to take different journeys. You might have to realize, hey, okay, well, that's not the only way up. There's other ways up, and I just have to figure out what's the best route for me. See, and that's what, when people come to this mountain, they have to figure out what's the best route for them. Which one is the best, you know, one that's going to get them there without injuring themselves, or without finding themselves worried about falling over the side, you know? There is a real high pinnacle to this mountain. It's real high. And you can sit on these rocks and you can look down. And man, it's high. It's high. And it's like a huge, huge, just boulder type deal. And I've been to it. Came here years ago. And I got to climb to the top. Did it, and I'll say probably about maybe 2 or 3 times. It takes a long time to get here. And, it was just something that was on my mind. So I got up this morning, I, made that trek because I was thinking about the mountain of life. I was thinking about the mountain that, sometimes I see before myself because of all of the changes. I'm proud of where I am, man. I'm proud of my growth. I'm proud of, the things that are before me. And this mountain that I'm having to climb is the part of transition. Transitioning from one, mode to another, from one atmosphere to another, transferring from one mindset to another. But I keep my eyes on the prize, and I always continue to look at the bigger picture. And anytime I get confused, I realize how beautiful it is when you get to the top, how beautiful it is. And, you just want to sit there and just take it in. Take it in, man, because it's an amazing view. It's an amazing perspective that you get to see life from. It's so weird that I've been talking about how beautiful life can be. And then here comes this great example. Something motivates me, to go to a destination that highlights that. And even I forget how really beautiful it can be, Can't quit, can't stop dreaming, can't stop believing, have to stay motivated, lot of, ingredients in that soup of life. Are we up for that task? Are we gonna, be content to stay where we are? And if we are content, in all honesty, just being honest, nothing's wrong with that. It's okay. It's okay because, everybody has their place in this life. Everybody has their place in this world, and they have to find the right fit for them. And if they're going to climb the life of mountain, which we all are born in to do, they have to figure out what's the best way for them to get to it, And either way it goes, you can always know that there's something grand when you get through all of the hard times, when you get through all of the rough moments, when you get over all the obstacles, when you climb over all the boulders, when you, find a way around those trees that's falling into the road because of storms, and, on and on and on and on and on. And just know that at the top of that mountain, all you're going to find is what you've been searching for. And know that it's beautiful. See?